Hey there, welcome to this session of the course. So now we are going to be moving direct into Photoshop, how to create documents on Photoshop, which is the first step you would take when you are trying to make a design. So today I'm going to be explaining new files, how to create a document, a file in Photoshop, how to create your artboard that you are going to be making your designs on. So first of all, when you come to Photoshop interface like this is what you would see. So we have options here. You can see new file, you can see open, and you can see home and all this here. So you can either click on new file here, and then it will pop out a menu. You see it pops out this menu. You see that you click on that new file, or you go to file here and you see new file. If you look at the top here, you would see the shortcut keys here, Control N. So if you press Control and N, it will also create a new file for you. So let me just start by clicking this new file option here. So once you click on new file, you would see this option here. So what this basically means is giving you different sizes here. You can see at the top here, these are presets. These are the current files that I've worked on, the current file sizes that I've worked on. So this, if you look here, this is on recent now. Then if I hover up to the next option there, next presets, it says saved. So I currently don't have any saved documents, like maybe the one I saved for later use. I always probably use mostly from my recent, which is this one here. And yeah, this my recent has a lot of options here, so I can either go down to anyone. So in case you have worked on something and you want to use that same size to create another design, so you don't need to always come down here and type. You can just find that same size here and then you can just create. But before I go on to creating the new file directly, we'll hover over the other presets. So after saved, we have photo. So photos, this is basically giving the sizes for, this is basically used by photographers, I think. So you can pick any of these size here and use them to create your to retouch your image. So we have portraits, we have landscape, we have yeah, basically portraits and landscape in different sizes. The default size here is in centimeter, so you can still come down to this place and you adjust it. So we'll come over to this preset details, but for now I'm just hovering over the major presets that we have. So this is majorly for photographers, yeah, basically photographers. So the next option on the presets tab here is print. So when we go to print, these are giving us basically paper sizes. You see we have A4, we have tabloid, we have lagi, we have later A3, A6. So these are different paper sizes that you can find in the market. So for those that do prints, yeah, if you can create your design using this either A3 or A4 size, so when you go over to print it, it's going to give you the same, it's going to come out in the same size, so you don't have to resize it here. You just create it on the proper size from here. So this is basically that about prints. And if you probably your clients give you a specific size dimension for the banner or whatever you are designing, you can just go here from the width and the height and you can just type in and also change the resolution and other things here. We'll still come down to that. So the next thing we have here is the arts and illustration. So this, as you can see inside this box, we have a paintbrush. So this obviously shows us that these are for for artists, for illustrators, people that paint, for painters. So if you want to paint in Photoshop, this is the right preset to use. So you can still, as usual, just come down to the width and height and change your options from here. But these are basically the default sizes that Photoshop gives us. So here, these are for posters, for postcard. Yeah, this one is 4 by 6 inches, 300 resolution. The other one is 18 by 24, and this one, okay, this is in pixels, this one is in inches, this is in pixels, this is in pixels as well. So this is basically for painters, for artists that would want to draw with Photoshop. So the next option on the preset tab here is web. So web, this basically shows us different screen sizes. Yeah, for example, you want to create an interface design for a website or anything related to that. It gives you this particular preset give you different web screen sizes. Yeah, different interface sizes. So this is for web minimum, web medium, web large, web most common. I think that's the major default. Web small. So this, okay, this is MacBook Pro 13, Retina, MacBook Pro 15. So you see these are screen sizes for PC. This is MacBook, this is iMac. So this is desktop HD design. So this is basically giving you a screen size of a laptop, and is majorly for sizes of a web page. It could be a landing page, it could be a website, or anything related to that. So the next we have on the preset tab here is mobile. So as the name goes, mobile is majorly for phone. If you look here, you can see phone icons. So this is basically showing you that you can create a file size for different screen sizes, different mobile screen sizes. So this is for iPhone, iPhone X, iPhone 8, 7, and 6. These are just basically phone screen sizes, and this is also for Apple Watch here. So in case you want to design something that's going to be used on a Apple Watch, a smartwatch, this is also, you can use this size as well. So these are other options down here. Apple Watch, I think there's this for Microsoft Surface tablets. I think tablets are here as well. So these are basically, you can just explore this, just come down, see this is legacy iPad Apple. Yeah, so these are basically size for mobile devices when you're making designs that are specifically for mobile devices. So you come down to this tab, then these are for, then the next preset here is film and video. So this is basically for those, if you are designing something that is going to be used in a film. Yeah, these are given is given majorly camera sizes, majorly film sizes. This is HD, HDV, HDTV. These are basically different sizes for film and videos. So you can just pick whichever one. So I think this one is the default 1920 by 8 by 1020. So if you are making something that is going to be included probably in a movie, this is the standard movie size, 1920, which is the width. Then the height is 1080, resolution 20. You can come here and change most of these preset details here. So I think I've basically walked through the entire presets here. The first one is the recent, which is my usual, the previous documents file sizes I've worked with. Then the second one is saved. I have nothing under my saved. We have photo. Photo is basically for photographers. Print, these are for prints, arts and illustrations for artists. Web for interface, website interface. and PC stuff, and this is for mobile and then film. So next I'm going to move to explaining the preset details. So basically the preset details are giving us details that are regarding the file, the presets file. So starting by the title, the default name that comes with every site, every file you create is untitled. So this one is given untitled one. So you can come here and just change the name. So I'm going to just title this let's just say Photoshop 1, for example. So this is Photoshop 1. That's the title of this file. Then the next is the width. The width, okay, let me hover up to one of my recent. Okay, so my width here is 2400. So this width basically gives us the length of your file, the length of your artboard. So the width here is 2400, while the height obviously gives it determines the height of your artboard, the height of your file, that which gives the height of your design. You get? So basically this is what it means. This is what they actually stand for. So we would move next to this. This is the pixels. We have pixels here. These are majorly measurement units. So we have pixels, inches, centimeter, millimeter, points, and picas. So all these measurement units have a way of using them. You can actually use any of them for your design, just depend on your preference. But basically for me, most of my designs I use pixels, unless maybe probably I get a specific file requirement from a client and then I use inches, and probably I don't really need to use inches. I can just convert the inches requirements for my clients to pixels and still work on pixels. So it doesn't really change anything. It's just based on the one you can calculate. So all these ones, I think there's a way that there's a number of inches that make a pixels and the number of pixels that makes an inches. Same with centimeter, millimeter, points, and all that. So basically, let me see for points. I think um, I think 6 points is equals to 1 inch. So let's see this. Once you put this here, if you change it to another measurement unit, it's going to automatically swap to the unit that is equal to this particular unit you put in this one. So for picas, let's say 6 picas, if you go down to inches, it gives us 1 inch. Yeah, you understand? So 1 inch for this. If you go back to pixels, you see it's 762. So it's giving you something that is directly proportional to the other option. So that's basically what it is. Then down to resolution. Resolution is this basically determines the quality of your design, the quality of your image. It determines how good the quality of your design is going to be. So there are different ways to use resolutions based on whatever you're using your designs for. If your design is majorly for prints, you would want to use a higher resolution, so when it's being printed, it's going to give out the proper quality that is required as it's supposed to. So but if it's for just online, just want to publish it online, social media designs, you can still use the high resolution, but you can go for probably 72 for the resolution, which can also be good for mobile, for social media work. But for prints, I would recommend you go with like 300. So whenever it's been printed, it's going to pop out. It's going to give that proper quality. So next here we have color mode. So there are different color mode here. but basically the popular ones, the ones that are most used are RGB color, and CMYK. So RGB is majorly for mobile designs, social media designs that are going to be published online. So CMYK is majorly for print. So CMYK, the color, this has a way of affecting the colors. Yeah, it has a way of presenting the color. So CMYK give you a very mild color. It makes your color very mild, and it's giving you the exact color, the exact way it's going to be when it's being printed. So when you're working on something that is going to be printed, it's advisable to go with CMYK color. So when you present it to the client, they can see it exactly how it's going to be printed. So for example, you work on a design using RGB color. So when it's being printed, the colors might not look exactly the same with the ones you have on your mobile devices on your PC. So when it's being printed, the color might change a bit because you're not using the proper color that is required for print. But when you use CMYK, you will see exactly what you see on screen. You will see that same color on the printed material. So you can actually use this. If it's just a single design, you can use RGB, then probably you can have a separate file to export the ones that are going to be printed, then you swap it to CMYK for the printed exports that you're going to make. So grayscale, this is basically black and white. Bitmap, I don't really know much about bitmap, but bitmap is just like another form of color on its own. So these are basically, but I think basically what you are going to be needing is RGB color and CMYK. So the bits are basically color ranges. Yeah, it determines how many colors a particular design can take. So I think 8 bits has a specific color, number of colors, 16 bits, same thing, 32 bits, and all that. So that's about bits. I don't really need to explain much. This is like advanced stuff, but it's always recommended once you come here, just go with 8 bits. So background contents. Okay, this actually determines the background color. Yeah. So this is it's the default color for your background is white. See, this is white here, so you can actually change it to black. You can actually change it to background color. I think this is the foreground color, then transparent, custom. You can choose the color you want your background to be. That's when you create the file, this is the color that is going to be showing in the file. So I think majorly it's advisable to just go with default. So I'm just going to leave it on white, so you can start creating anything and change the color if you wish. So down to advanced option, these are some other options here that we can tweak to also influence our design. So don't color manage. So this is the color profile, pixels aspect ratio. So I'm not going to explain much on this because this is like an advanced stuff regarding the design, but it's basically just go with the default because you can see there are different options here. Apple RGB, I think this has to do with colors regarding different mobile devices. This is like specifically for different mobile devices. So I think this is something we have to just research on. You can research on this on your own, but I don't think you'll be needing this for now. This is not a big deal. It's not something that you need to stress about. So once you are making your design, just to go with defaults, advanced options here. So I think that's basically that about new file in Photoshop. So once you just come here, you make adjustment to your weight, make adjustment to your height, your resolution. If you want to work on pixels, if you want to work on inches, if you want to work on centimeter, whichever one is best for you, just pick it. And for this option here, you can actually leave it on either pixels stroke inches or pixels stroke centimeter. Anyone is good to go with. So I think that's that about that. My color mode is on RGB. just like that. So I'm going to just go with 2000 by 2000 pixels. So mind you, whenever you leave your width and height on the same number, it's going to give you a square corner, just like a square artboard. So in order to understand this, once you come and change the width, for example, basically you're going to get like a longer artboard that's longer by the horizontally longer. Then once you change the height, it goes vertically longer. So that's the best way to understand it. Once you change the figures higher, anyone that's higher is going to be a little bit higher when you create your artboard, and that's just the way it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and create my artboard. Click on create. So this is my artboard. You see the color is white. Yeah, the color is white. It's square shape artboard because my weight and my height were the same. So that's basically how to work on your new file. If you look up here, you can see the name Photoshop 1. That was our file size. So next up, we're going to go into understanding Photoshop interface and tools. So stay tuned and keep watching.